having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SCC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the happy hour. I am Rico. I'll give you guys a big hello. I am not joined by Nick Sainert, as it was his 21st birthday yesterday. We wished him a happy birthday. He decided to take today off and head over across the border to a disgusting state known as Iowa. He is probably gambling away all his life savings right now. We will do a wellness check later. Maybe we give him a call and see how he's doing, see how much money he's lost since he's not playing Keno. But this is the happy hour, and I am joined by our great friend, Nathan.
Yo, yo, yo.
our
What's
very
up?
own Virginia Tech connection.
That's right. From the great state of Virginia. Better than Iowa.
Much better.
Can we all agree with that?
Every state is better than
Iowa.
Even Kansas. And Kansas is terrible.
Have I been to Kansas? I don't know if I've ever been to Kansas. The
You're
only
not
time
missing-
I've been to Iowa is driving past.
Okay. Have you been in like a grassy field?
Here?
Just a grassy field.
What do you
Yeah, have you been in a field? Have you been in a field with grass?
Yeah.
With tall grass?
Yeah.
You've been to Kansas. That's it. That's just a
So what do you so what is
large
Nebraska?
grassy field.
Just a bunch of cornfields?
Yeah, it's cornfield.
All right.
And then, some cities dotted throughout
Some city sprinkle.
you know,
Well,
every
because
once in a while.
Kansas City is technically
the
in Missouri
the
too.
better part of Kansas City is in Missouri.
Where do the Chiefs play?
Missouri.
The Royals? Missouri.
Missouri.
So what's the biggest city in Kansas?
Topeka,
Topeka.
which I believe is their capital.
I am not the person to ask.
I believe it's their capital.
I honestly probably shouldn't tell you this because you're going to make fun of me for it. But in my old radio station during the dark days of COVID, when there was no sports, nothing to talk about,
Mhm.
we all got blank maps and we labeled every single state in America. I got 36 states right. I was pretty proud of myself.
What states did you get wrong?
I didn't get Nebraska.
How did you?
I know. But if you ask me now, I could do it.
I'm sure you could.
I can do it now.
Hold on. I'm going to finish this intro. Again, this is the happy hour. You can call, you can text us, Honda of Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685, or hang out with us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We're on there. You can comment. You can see our beautiful smiling faces, my amazing hat, his
The flat brim.
his whatever shirt.
Virginia Tech
it's just-
softball. You said
it's
you said you're going to
volleyball,
wear
it's not
Syracuse.
softball.
Or
I actually have here, hold on.
there you go. I was about to say you're going Syracuse, and then I'm going to go Virginia Tech.
Little auto socks right there.
Go
Auto the
Hokies.
orange.
Go Hokies. Volleyball school.
Is it a
wish.
volleyball school?
No, it's not. volleyball school.
But anyways, again, this is the happy hour. We are here. And so to go along with your whole not knowing states, I used to do summer track back in the days when I was an athlete before college. And we went out to Sacramento for nationals. Okay. California.
Right.
It's a good place. Sacramento.
Great place.
Not as
I've never
great.
been to Sacramento.
Sacramento, the capital of California. People don't know that.
Is it really?
It is.
Again, geography, knowing places is not my thing.
Yeah, people don't know that.
I would have
But,
said Los Angeles.
that's what I would have thought as well,
Mhm.
or San Diego or something. But no,
Right.
it's Sacramento. So I went there. We're doing our thing, and I'm talking to some people, and this one girl was like, "Hey, where are you guys from?" And I was like, "Oh, we're from Bellevue, Nebraska." And she goes, "Oh, Nebraska, where's that?" And I was like, "All right, whatever. It's totally understandable.
Right.
It's fine." And I said, "We're in the Midwest." And she goes, "Oh, the Midwest? Is that next to Iraq?" And I kid you not, the loudest sigh you will ever hear,
Yep.
because all of us just combined, just What? in
Yep.
the-
Are you being serious right now?
I was like, "Are you?" I was like, "No, that's the Middle East." And she's like, "Oh, so where's the Midwest?" And I was like, "It's just east of here. It's not the Middle East."
Yeah, what are you? You're still in the United
Like-
States. Oh my God. In my defense, I did label Nebraska. I did.
What state did
I
you
just
label
labeled it
Nebraska?
Kansas. I was close. I was close. Okay, again, in my defense,
Are we okay with that?
they all the Midwest states
Our squares.
are all squares, and they're all generally in the same region.
I mean, not all. Like Nebraska's not a square. Nebraska's a little.
well, yeah, I
whatever
know
it
that,
is.
but as someone that hadn't
Missouri's not
seen
a
a map,
square.
when's the last time you had to label a map? 5th grade
I don't think I've ever had to live. Well, probably back
in
then.
elementary school.
But-
So this was the first time I had a map just thrown in front of me and it was blank. And there's no, and both the guys I was working with got 50. And I'm like, all right, the normal person cannot label all 50 states.
I'm
No
pretty-
shot.
I am pretty confident in being able to label all of the states until I get to the tiny ones in the northwest or northeast.
Northeast. See,
Northeast.
those are the ones that I can label.
I can't.
But
I
I'm
couldn't do
from
that.
the East Coast,
Yeah.
so that makes more
I
sense.
couldn't do that.
I mean,
can
I
get you Maine, Massachusetts, New York. That's
so you
about
couldn't
it.
get like Vermont.
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Rhode
Vermont,
Island, New Jersey.
Rhode Island, New Jersey. Can't tell them apart.
Okay. Well, Rhode Island's really small.
They all look
Someone
the
told
same.
me the other day that Rhode Island's like 50 miles wide. It's the whole state. You kidding me? What is that? I know, and it's a
That
state.
is wild.
It's a state. I actually don't know the actual dimensions. Virginia
actual
education. Come on, guys. What are we doing here?
Look, man, hey, shout out Cheeseburger.
Virginia.
Call
Hey,
'em
hey, Cheeseburger. I'm telling you, when I was in elementary school, we were given a blank map and you had to label every state. I could do it then. I was a genius.
Yeah.
They moved me on. They moved me on through middle school, high school. They let me in to Virginia Polytechnic Institute and State University. I finished with a degree.
Imagine just the whole thing.
But the worst part is it does probably make Virginia Tech look bad. They let me pass and I can't label every state.
Qdoba guy says Cherry County here in Nebraska is bigger than the entire state of Rhode Island.
That is insane. That is insane.
Well, thinking of like Texas, you can in Nebraska, you can drive from Omaha. You can drive about 6-7 hours and still be in the state of Omaha, or not Omaha, the state of Nebraska.
Because you're getting towards
Yeah,
what?
there you go.
Scotts Bluff?
Yeah,
like
Scottsbluff,
that area.
Sydney,
Yeah.
out that way.
Yeah.
If you really, if you angle it and you keep going along the panhandle, you'll be in here forever.
Right.
But like Texas, you could drive for like 10 hours and be in Texas.
And still be in Texas.
It honestly feels like you could drive an entire day from one end of Texas to the other, and you'd still be in Texas.
But yeah, probably
Like 24,
so.
like a 24-hour road trip.
And you could still, if you went from the very southeast to the northwest, probably,
to like the tip of Texas,
or
right
you
next
get-
to Oklahoma.
or at least close.
I feel like you could drive 24 hours and be in Texas.
Also, Rhode Island. Okay, let me ask. Capital of Rhode Island.
I don't even know a city in Rhode Island.
I don't either. But
I was
what's
gonna
a
say
city?
Boston.
What's a city? Like 2 miles? That's the whole city. I mean, you don't got much
can't-
room. You don't have much room to work with
Can't be
there.
very large.
Rhode Island. I wonder how they recruit because they're usually pretty good at basketball.
They're pretty solid, yeah.
So I don't know who they're recruiting because I doubt
Just
there's
kids
much,
in Rhode Island.
just Rhode Island. Just Rhode Island.
The borders are shut down. If you're born in Rhode Island, you don't leave Rhode Island
You can't. Where are
unless
you
you
gonna
go
go?
pro in something.
There's
You don't
nowhere
leave.
else to go
You don't leave.
because you're probably the entire economy.
Providence. That
You're
is
the
awesome.
entire-
Is that in Rhode Island? That is a really good basketball school.
Providence is in no way.
Yeah.
Providence is a good. School.
Providence is a really good school. Providence, Rhode Island. Huh. Why did I not know Providence was in
We're
Rhode Island?
honestly we're making our education. The education.
Can
system has
today
failed
just
us.
be capitals of states day? Is that what we're gonna do?
All right, Cheeseburger, you're getting close to getting blocked here. We do not associate with West Virginia
How come there's a West
in any
Virginia
capacity.
and a regular Virginia?
I have no idea. If there was any state for the United States to drop, it'd be West Virginia. Just make DC a state and then get rid of West Virginia completely.
no, it's Iowa.
I would say West Virginia. West Virginia is awful. The only thing West Virginia has is casinos. They got some nice casinos.
I've driven through West Virginia.
If you drove through West
It's
Virginia,
beautiful.
you probably had to pay $20 in fares to drive
I
through
don't
it.
know, my mom was driving. I wasn't driving.
They have to do it. There's a stop. I don't even know what they're called, but you have to pay $4 every single time that you go through one of the booths.
Just a toll road,
tolls.
toll booths.
They're literally like, if you drove from coast to coast in West Virginia, you'd probably pay $20 in tolls.
They have to.
It's absurd.
They have to be able to import Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I do love Mountain Dew.
They got to put, I don't know. West Virginia
West Virginia.
West Virginia is awful. I cannot stand West Virginia. I can't stand their
Careful,
football
the
program.
Knicks' future point guard is from West Virginia.
I can't take Press Virginia. I hate it. It's a terrible state. It's a terrible school. Don't even get me started. on
Pat
West
White
Virginia.
went to West Virginia. Watch
Don't
out.
even get me started on West Virginia.
Careful
West
there.
Virginia's terrible. West
Tavon
Virginia's
Austin.
awful.
They gave us
Tavon Austin was nice.
They gave us some
So was
very
Geno Smith and Kevin White.
electric players.
Kevin White was nice.
Yeah. See, West Virginia, not all bad.
Not all bad. Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
West
Not all bad.
Virginia has been begging for decades to get in the ACC. They don't meet the academic standards.
That's not a surprise.
Don't meet the academic standards. Don't even get me started on West Virginia.
Colt Becker on YouTube says, 5th grade Eagle Elementary, we did the states and capital test. I nailed it, but can only do 3/4 of them now.
That's what I'm saying. I told you. That's that. Have you seen the show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I would fail that.
That's some stuff that they pull.
I don't think
because
that-
when you're in
look,
5th grade, you're doing it at that time. That would be the thing. What's the capital of Rhode Island? That would be like a 4th grade question.
there is no
What adult knows
no,
that?
There is no way that those 5th graders are learning 5th grade. Like the things that they're asking on that thing, I'm like, I didn't know that in 5th grade. There's no way I knew that in 5th grade. I don't know that
I
now.
think you're selling yourself short. I bet you did.
I don't know.
If you were
They're
put
always
back-
like, who is the 17th president of the United States? I'm like, I don't know.
You could say, if you were in 5th grade, you could do it. And you could write in cursive. I can't write in cursive anymore. I can't even write my name in cursive. I just scribble at this point. I don't remember
look,
cursive. Who writes in cursive?
I can do the capital letters. So 3 names: Enrique Alvarez Clary. I could do capital E, capital A, capital C. If you ask me to write the rest of it,
You couldn't do it.
It scribbles until the end, and then I do a real big loop because I
Mhm.
have a Z at the end of
Right.
2 of them and a Y at the end. So I know there's a loop down there
And you just
somewhere.
scribble the
and
rest.
I just like
and
I'm-
when you
like
were
I'm
in
some
third,
famous
when
person.
you were in 3rd grade, you could write a paper in cursive.
I was not eating glue in 5th grade, Craig. I never ate glue. Thank you very much. I did sniff it though, which is totally different.
Cleveland Mike, that's a good point. He says Louisville doesn't meet ACC academic standards. Turns out a Heisman quarterback and a basketball natty will change minds about that sort of thing. That's true. Also, shout out Rick Pitino. I was talking to Bach about this yesterday. If you had the option, we'll just completely turn this to Nebraska basketball.
We were going to
That-
head there anyway.
that dumpster fire. If you could take Rick Pitino right now,
Yes.
would you take him?
Yes.
I'd take him in a heartbeat.
NCAA violations and all.
I'd take him too. It's the same thing in football. If you, I mean, maybe not, because I do think Scott Frost will turn around, but say this year he doesn't. Would you take Urban Meyer?
I want to say yes.
Those are the kind of coaches that you look at.
I want
where
to
it's
say
like
yes, but
Rick
I don't
Pitino,
know.
absolutely,
Like at a certain point,
absolutely.
But at a certain point, you have to have some type of morals within your athletic department. You have to have some sort of barrier, some line that you're not willing to cross as an athletic department. And if you're look, man, if you're the athletic department that hires Rick Pitino and Urban Meyer,
Okay, maybe not at the same time. Maybe that's fair. Maybe not at the same time. But I'd take
you could
Rick
take
Pitino.
one.
I'd take Rick Pitino.
If you had to choose one. I'm asking you guys on the text line that are listening on the radio, watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream. I want you to text and call in right now, 402-464-5685. Let's say Fred Hoiberg loses his job. Hopefully he gets it turned around and he doesn't. Let's say Scott Frost loses his job. Hopefully he gets it turned around and he doesn't. I really hope that one at least.
Yeah.
Let's say both of them are gone. You get to choose one. Rick Pitino or Urban Meyer.
Rick Pitino, absolutely.
You don't get both.
Absolutely, Rick Pitino. I think Frost is fine. I think Frost wants to be at Nebraska. I think that's a big thing too, that a lot of Nebraska fans don't really realize.
So if you had to get
He
rid of one,
wants to be in Nebraska.
Yeah.
I don't think Hoiberg cares as much. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not speaking for Fred Hoiberg. Do not quote me on that at all. I could be wrong.
I'm quoting him.
But it seems like, by all indications, Scott Frost wants to coach in Nebraska. He wouldn't have taken a pay cut if that was the case.
No.
Hoiberg, I don't know. I don't know.
I would like to think he does. He loves the game of basketball. He loves being a coach.
He does.
He's really from everything before now. He's really good at it. he always brings up, his grandpa coached here and was the coach when Nebraska upset Wilt Chamberlain after
Right.
losing like the game directly before by 53 points.
He has some type of ties.
He has some
to
ties
Nebraska.
to
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
He really
Yeah.
enjoys it here. He wants to turn it around. He said so himself.
Right.
But if you compare, who wants it more, it's probably Scott Frost,
I would agree.
right?
Absolutely.
You would think so.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot more history that's behind that, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if
I
you're
mean-
Scott Frost and you win a national championship as the quarterback in Nebraska, and then you come to coach your alma mater, you would think that you have some type of pride.
It's a
in
massive
that.
deal.
You have some type of pride, some type of ego tied to that.
Mhm.
Fred Hoiberg played at Iowa State. He
played
coached at
Nebraska.
Iowa State.
I feel like that was his dream job, but then he got, NBA
Money
interest
talks. Money talks.
and the Chicago Bulls, and
Money
he was
talks.
like, oh, well, let me just go
Yep.
here.
Money talks.
And then look, I know everybody says he was a failure. He was set up for failure
He was.
with the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah,
there was no way anybody would have turned that team into anything special. I mean, he took him to the playoffs, which was a feat in itself, and then he had a 2-0 lead on the 1 seed, and then he lost his point guard.
And then he lost Rajon Rondo.
Yeah, who turns it up in the playoffs. So he did everything.
And then
he could.
35-year-old Dwayne Wade.
And then the next
I
season he
mean-
loses his job.
He was set up for failure.
There was no way he was going to go anywhere with that. So we've got Craig says screw morals, win. We've got
Yeah.
Cheeseburger and Bone saying Urban Meyer. Cleveland Mike wants to be the villain and hire them both. Harold Sphere says Rick all day. I can't stand Urban Meyer. And Total Jim says 1 vote for Rick Pitino.
So we're about
we
splitting
are
even.
totally split. We have 2 for Urban Meyer, 2 for Pitino, and 2 for who cares.
Take them both.
Let's do it.
I mean, I think also after last night, it would be Patino. Let me pull up the stat because I can't remember who sent. I sent it to Bach because I want to talk to him about it. But
Okay, I'll just go through this. So if anybody wasn't paying attention, which I hope you weren't, I hope you were paying attention. But if you did watch the game, I apologize because I also watched most of it. Nebraska fell to Northwestern in Chicago, not really Chicago, Evanston, 77-65, and it was not that close. The score is a lot closer than the game really was. Alonzo Verge and Bryce McGowan's led the team in scoring with 15 each. Bryce had a double-double with 10 rebounds. Derek Walker had 10 rebounds, but Derek Walker only had 1 shot attempt in which he missed, but he made both of his free throws that he took. And then Pete Nance, Larry Nance's younger brother, actually led the team for Northwestern with 20 points, while Boo Buie, the best name in college basketball, had 15. So it's not like they completely destroyed you like they did the first time, but it looked like it was headed that way for a long time.
Well, let me read the stat then. The final Northwestern 77, Huskers 65, like you said. Nebraska fell behind 7-0, never led, trailed by as many as 21. Nebraska is now 7-20, the third straight 20-loss season after having 0 years of that happening in program history. It's never happened. Now, what I have always said since I got here was there's not really any prestige in the basketball program. There's not really any history. Normally, for the most part, your goal is to be a bubble team, maybe go to the NIT, have some sellouts at Pinnacle Bank Arena, have the fans engaged. I knew it was bad. I knew this is bad. Even by Nebraska basketball standards, this is a colossal failure. I didn't know it was this bad.
I didn't know it was that bad.
I didn't know. When I
had
saw
0
Nebraska is 7-20, the third straight 20-loss season after having 0 such years in program history, that's bad.
I did not know that Nebraska had 0 20-loss seasons before this season.
And that's
before
and that's
2 seasons
3
ago.
straight seasons. It's getting really difficult, and I've always defended
it's getting
Hoiberg.
worse.
And I've defended Hoiberg, and I've said you have to keep him. You don't have much of a choice with that buyout. But this is bad. Like
That's not great.
this is reaching disastrous proportions. Like it becomes incredibly difficult to turn this around.
Mhm.
Like if there's a rock bottom, Nebraska's flirting with it.
I think you're there. I think right now you're working on chiseling through rock bottom and seeing how low you really can go. You had Derek Walker and Eduardo Andre only attempt one. They had 1 shot attempt combined. You're 2 big guys.
Yeah.
One shot attempt between the two of them. What is that? Eduardo Andre only played 4 minutes. I don't know if there wasn't any foul trouble. He didn't have any fouls. I don't know if there was possibly an injury. Well, he had one foul, but I don't know if there was possibly an injury or some type of matchup thing going on there. But come on, man. You played Derek Walker 31 minutes.
31
and
minutes?
He had one shot attempt. Well, 2 because he got fouled on the other. What are you doing?
I'm almost at a loss for words.
And people got on him before because he wasn't grabbing many rebounds, but he's doing a lot of the boxing out so other people can get rebounds. Right. He had 10 boards and 5 assists. 10 boards, 5 assists, 2 personal fouls.
So he's making an impact
and a steal. He's out there. He's putting in work. But he shoots it one time. Lat Mayen, 4 of 6, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and that's your 6'9" power forward. Who again, that's one that he needs to get more rebounds. He doesn't. And in the next segment, we're going to talk about the double technical because that was kind of a travesty in itself. So right now, we're going to head to a break. You're listening to the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In girls sub-district basketball, Norris blew Nebraska City out of the gym with a final score of 74-12. Sage Burback from Norris finished with 17 points as the game's leading scorer. Waverly also got a win. They beat Plattsmouth 51-17. In girls state swimming, the Omaha Marion girls took home the Class A title by the slimmest possible margin over Lincoln Southeast, a half point to be exact. This is the Omaha Marion girls' 13th state championship. In state wrestling, Lincoln East had 5 wrestlers make it to the championship matches. They finished with Gabe Turman and Keith Smith winning individual championships. Brandon Mouser, Weston Sherlock, and Cole Toline would finish with runner-ups. In the Class B division, Waverly senior Trevor Brown won his 2nd straight heavyweight title. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. Another cold one expected for Wednesday with a high of 15 along with a mix of sun and clouds. A 40% chance for snow comes in Wednesday night with a low right around 1 below. Snow becomes likely on Thursday with a high right around 14 along with mostly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We are doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted Best Small Bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Nick Sainert.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think,
Would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
Enrique Alvarez Clary.
If any of you need anything at all, too bad. Deal with your problems yourselves like adults.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Happy Hour. I'm Rico, joined by Nathan. We were still going off about Nebraska basketball in the break, and we have so many questions and no answers because this program is very far from perfect. So I guess we'll continue on the Nebraska basketball topic.
Yeah, might as well.
I mean, it was the only thing
Might
that
as well
happened
at this point.
The women play tonight, I
Right.
believe,
Mhm.
against a very bad Wisconsin team.
Yeah.
Who they beat by like 33 the first time they faced them.
And I would say the women's team is a lock for the tournament. It's just a matter of seeding. Now.
Yeah, now it's just how high
Just
up
where you're
can
gonna
they
get
get in
seeded.
seeding
Right.
and what can you do in the Big Ten tournament?
Right.
Because that is going to be fun, hopefully. But the men's squad, again, if you weren't paying attention, if you didn't watch, I don't blame you. Dropped to 7-20, 1-15 in the Big Ten with a 77-65 loss to Northwestern in Welsh Ryan Arena in Evanston, Illinois. I'm just going to give you a bunch of names and a bunch of stats because I don't really know what to do with this team anymore. Bryce McGowens, who is almost a lock for freshman of the year in the Big Ten, 15-10 with 4 assists, 5 of 16 from the floor. Only 1 of 6 from 3. Literally the day that I said that he was a decent shooter.
Told you.
He goes 1 of 6 from 3. And
Yeah.
the one that he hits is from like 6 feet behind the 3-point line.
Right.
It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Alonzo Verge, 15 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, 6 of 14 from the floor, and 1 disastrous sequence of events that happened for Alonzo, which I keep bringing up because I can't believe it actually happened, where I'll bring it up on the air now. I don't remember the exact sequence of events, but it goes something like Alonzo Verge drives to the bucket, gets knocked to the ground, begs for a foul with his hands in the air, misses a shot, runs down the court, gets a steal, really good steal, playing the passing lane, steals the ball from a guy who's wide open in the corner, runs back down the court, goes to pass it to Derek Walker, gets stolen, runs back down the court. Northwestern misses a shot, I believe. They get the board. Keisei Tominaga running free down the left side. Alonzo Verge says, "Hey, slow it down. Let's get this let's get this offense settled." Whatever. Goes back down, turns it over again, I believe, or maybe there was a missed shot. He runs back down the court, is guarding a guy in the paint while Bryce McGowens is directly behind him. Guy is wide open in the corner. Keisei sprints down, jumps up to block the shot. Guy pump fakes, sidesteps. Alonzo Verge is probably 5, 6, 7 feet away from him and does not move to close out in the slightest. And guy drains the 3. Fred Hoiberg immediately calls a timeout. And you see the camera's kind of on Alonzo, and he kind of throws his hands up like, "Come on, guys." Like, "Nah, dude, not come on, guys. Come on, you." I like Alonzo Verge. I think he's a really solid point guard.
I do too.
But that sequence, it made it really hard for me to defend him because there's nothing to defend in that entire sequence. I understand he's a smaller guard, so when he goes to the rim, he gets hit, he gets knocked around a lot. He's looking for fouls. The announcer said he was kind of out of control. He's going to beg for that foul, but he's not going to get that most of the time, which you've seen throughout the season. He doesn't get that a lot of the times.
Right.
And then the bounce pass, little pocket pass he was trying to make to Derek Walker, he's made that a lot of times. But it wasn't there from the start. That roll to the basket was not there from the start of the play. He tried to force it. It didn't work. And then not closing out on a guy who you are the only one within arm's reach, shouting distance of him, and you stand there and stare at him.
Yeah.
And then throw your arms up after he drains a 3. I don't know what you want. I don't know what to do with that.
And it's not even, outside of that, it was a terrible sequence, but the defensive intensity is just never there for Nebraska. It's just never, and I don't know. Is that a reflection on Hoiberg?
Well, the one time it was there was Minnesota. They won that game.
Yeah.
The one time it was there.
And I don't know, is that a reflection on Hoiberg? Like, I feel like it has to be. You preach this run and gun offense, and that's fine. Like, we're going to get shots up. But at the end of the day, if you're missing shots, you'd at least try and play some defense, maybe eventually. And they haven't put together an entire defensive game except for the game against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And is this what you get with Fred Hoiberg? Is this just his style of basketball? Because again, like I said yesterday, if that's going to be your plan, you got to have the players to do it.
Yeah.
You got to have shooters.
You got to make shots. You can't miss as many shots as they're missing.
You can't.
You can't go 7 of 24 from 3.
You can't.
If you are relying on the 3-pointer to keep you in games.
You can't. And then this is what's going to happen. You're going to get down in a team that scores 77, 80 points on you. You're screwed. And if you don't play any defense, I mean, that's what's going to happen. And you guys mentioned UVA yesterday. Say what you will about UVA basketball only scoring 50, 55 points a game. They win. They're in the tournament every year. They have a national championship. So say what you will about that style of basketball. And trust me, I've watched plenty of UVA basketball to know I hate it. It's terrible. It's awful to watch. And it's just miserable.
Oh, I hate to watch it on television.
But they win.
I'd hate to watch it in the stadium. But yeah, if
they
win, I don't care.
And I think Nebraska fans are all in the same camp that if that's the style of basketball we play, who cares? You win basketball games. And the problem is that if we're recruiting for this run and gun offense and we've just given up defensively, if we get stuck in this situation where a team scores 80 points, are you screwed? Like, is this just the reality of it? I mean, is this what we're working with now?
Is
this it?
I mean, we could take it back to football again. It's the they want to run fast, they want to score more points than the other teams, but you know, these last couple of seasons they've only been able to score about 24 and they're giving up about 30. So the problem is if you want to run fast and you want to score points, you need to score points.
You have to score points
because you running fast, you going quickly on the offensive end, and we'll take this. I'll talk about football for a second. You running fast and using up maybe a minute of clock is going to throw your defense right back out there. No matter how good they're playing, if you have tired legs, you're going to give up some points at some point.
Right.
So if you keep throwing your defense back out there, you're going to give up points. And if you can't score points, then you're in a really bad situation. So you've got the basketball team where they're taking shots, they're taking threes, they're missing shots. They can't grab boards because they're either undersized or don't care to grab
That's the
rebounds.
personnel that you have on the court, though.
Yeah, or
because that's what you created. Is when you have these athletic, quick guys, you're not going to have bigs. And we've seen that work in college basketball, but Cheeseburger, I mean, makes a good point. Hoiberg's offense isn't meant for Big Ten play. There's something to be said for that.
I
mean, look at the teams that are successful in the Big Ten. I mean, you have teams like Michigan State, Iowa, that are consistently good defensive teams. Michigan, like good teams, like consistently good defensive basketball teams. And they have that identity. And obviously, Wisconsin's another perfect example. And obviously, they're in enigmas, and there are years that's not the case. But for the most part, I mean, how is Iowa any different than Nebraska?
They have a great scorer.
They have a great scorer.
And they play great defense.
And they play great defense. They're not getting any better recruits than Nebraska. It's not like it's not like Matt Garza was this huge get. They developed him.
Turned into a great player.
Developed him. He can shoot and he plays defense. That's it. And you can keep, and we can keep trying to do all this transfer portal stuff. We can keep just shooting for the moon and getting these 5-star recruits. But at what point is that just not the style of basketball that's going to be successful?
Because even if
it's not,
even if you want to say, oh well, Kentucky gets 5-star recruits, and this is the thing. So everybody goes, oh, there's no continuity on this team, and then you have people arguing, well, Kentucky and Duke start over with their rosters with 5-star athletes, and it seems to work. The difference between Kentucky, Duke, and Nebraska and their 5-star athletes is, first off, their entire starting lineup is 5 stars.
That's it.
And secondly, those 5 stars know that they need to work together to get to the goal, which is either A, winning a national championship, or B, all 5 of them getting drafted in the NBA lottery. They know that they have to do this, and their coach knows exactly what buttons to push to do this. So those guys play extremely hard, even though a lot of them know, even if I didn't play college basketball, if I went to the G League, if I just wanted to work out, if I wanted to go overseas and play in New Zealand, Australia, or the Republic of Congo, wherever they're playing basketball, I could come back here after 1 year and be a first-round pick. But I'm going to go to college. I'm going to pay attention my first semester of classes. My second semester, I'm not even going to go to class.
Right.
Because why would you?
Right.
I'm going to play basketball, and then I'm going to go to the NBA, and we're going to, hopefully win a national championship because Coach K or Coach Cal have drilled it into our heads that if we work hard here, we will get more money down the line.
And that's it. And that's it right there. You build that program that when you walk in the door, Coach K will lay it right out in front of you. I mean, they had that documentary with the Zion and RJ team. This is a brotherhood. You're all 5-star recruits. You're going to the league no matter what.
Mhm.
It's, do you want to come to college for 1 year and be a part of something that's bigger than yourself? And unfortunately, Nebraska doesn't have that luxury.
No.
You just don't. And if you keep trying to play like Duke and Kentucky out there, you're going to lose to them every time. Every time.
You don't.
That's not how you build a team in Nebraska.
You do not have enough, I think this team is skilled. I think this team is
I agree.
good. I think they have supremely talented basketball players.
They're better than the
on
record
this
indicates.
team.
Yes.
I think they could have a decent record, a solid record. But you are not Duke. You are not, even though it's a down year for them, Michigan. You are not Kentucky. You do not have the luxury of having everybody on your team being better than at least half of the team you are going to face.
Just skill. I mean, just skill.
You have
better.
one guy like that.
Yeah.
Bryce McGowan.
Yeah.
That's it. Everybody else needs to work. And I guess Derek Walker, it was a really highly rated recruit when he went to Tennessee. But you need to work together as a team. This is not a solo act. This is not a one-person show. If you work together as a team, band together and play defense. And I know it's not fun. It's not sexy to play defense. No. But if you play defense, it would lead to much more opportunities on the offensive end. And everybody wants to get their shots. Everybody wants to get their own, whatever. I don't care. The shots go in, cool. But right now, they're not going in. Your offense is not working. So your defense needs to be something you step up. Because defense is all about effort.
Yeah.
It's not about skill. You don't need to be skilled to play defense. You need to want to. You need to work at it. And right now, this team isn't doing that.
No. And I
give it up 26 threes to Northwestern in 2 games.
And it's not like Northwestern is just playing out of their mind. I mean, again, sure, that there are a few 3-pointers. It's okay. Oh, my goodness. How the heck did he make that? But there's just as many that he's wide open, and it's just no effort.
None.
And I don't know. And again, I've been Team Hoiberg, keep him for another year. But after seeing this, man, I don't know. If you've lost 3 straight 20-loss seasons, and it's never happened before in program history, what? At what point do you say enough is enough? And it comes back, and again, I don't want to throw shade at Bill Moose at all, but how do you structure a contract where now you have to pay $18.5 million to get a basketball coach out of a team that's never won the tournament? How does that happen?
He's looking out for his guys.
How does that happen, though? Sure, you can pay a guy $8 to $10 million for a buyout. Sure, fine. Someone with Hoiberg's prestige, you finally get the guy that you think is the guy at Nebraska. Sure, I get that. $18.5 million? Are you kidding me?
Ooh.
At Nebraska?
It's a lot.
Come on, man. Really? Really? How does that happen? I genuinely want to know, how does that happen?
And as a coach coming off of what was he at? He was out of coaching for a year, 2. Something like that.
I just don't understand how that happens.
It doesn't. It shouldn't. It never should. But it did.
Because now you're at the point is, even if you do say, okay, enough is enough, and you fire Hoiberg, I keep saying it, and I'll say it again, $18.5 million is a lot of money. I don't care if you're Texas football and you have more money than God. That's a lot of money to be getting rid of a basketball coach.
$18 million is a lot of cheddar to pay someone not to do a job.
Yeah.
Because
that's the thing, they're paid to not coach.
If somebody was like, "Hey, I'll give you $1 million to quit," and be like, "Wow, that'd be hard to say no."
It's sure, sign me up. You give me $1,000, I'd probably think about it.
Here, you know what, you're not very good at your job, so here's 10 grand. Just stop, please.
All right.
Well,
cool.
Darn.
I just don't understand how Nebraska's put in this position. Maybe the football program, sure, I understand that. There's a history of winning. You finally got your guy. Scott Frost is coming off an undefeated season, quote-unquote national championship, sure.
They were. There was one publication that voted them national champions.
Okay,
it
so
counts.
And you have a history of competing in the Big 12, going to national championship games, winning national championships, having Heisman finalists, Heisman winners, sure. The basketball team has never won a tournament game. And you're now in a position that you have to pay a basketball coach to not coach for you $18.5 million. That's the problem. At the end of the day, that's the problem, is that Nebraska should not be in this position. They shouldn't.
It's just a terrible
They shouldn't be in this position.
And you know what? I want to move on to a lighter note because I'm tired of being sad and being angry at
It
this
is the
basketball
happy
team.
hour. It is
So
the
we're
happy
going to go over and talk about how referees need to chill.
All right.
UConn's head coach last night in the first half, I don't know, probably 8 minutes into the game, maybe not even, was ejected for getting his second technical. I don't even know what the first one was for.
I have no idea.
But
No one even talked about the first one.
I can tell you what the second one was for. It was immediately after he got his first one. He kind of turns to the crowd and was like, all right, everybody, let's go. Let's get loud. The crowd starts yelling, and ref is like, you know what? That hurt my feelings. Boop, you're gone. Referees need to realize it's not about you. Didn't nobody come to watch the stripes run around and blow the whistle? Relax. He's not attacking you. All right? Chill yourself.
We just got to stop doing this, man. And this is across all sports. I mean, you have Tyreek Hill throwing up a peace sign as he scores a touchdown. You have coaches hyping up the crowd. Like, why? It's
can't have
supposed
fun
to be
anymore.
fun. And that's the thing. That's the perfect. It's supposed to be fun, man. Like, come on.
It seems as if every other sports league is taking a page out of MLB's book and saying, you know what would be really cool is if nobody showed any emotion ever. I don't want emotion. I don't want swag. I don't want any colorful shoes or socks
terrible.
or gloves or
Yeah.
anything. I need you to do your job, maybe high five your coach and immediately walk and sit your butt down and wait till the next time you could do something. In baseball, you hit a home run. I need you to gently set the bat down.
Yep.
Run around the bases as fast as you can.
Oh, I
Don't
hate
walk.
that.
Do
I
not
hate
take your
that.
time.
I hate that.
How dare you take your time? Run around the bases as fast as you can. Pick up your bat and go sit down. Don't high five. Don't do any cool celebrations. No nothing. In football, if you go to score a touchdown and you're wide open, give the ball to the ref. Go sit
Walk
down.
off. Yeah.
Go sit down. Wait for the defense to do something cool, and then go back out there and do it again. If you're a defender, you get a sack. Help the quarterback up. Go back to the defensive
go back.
huddle.
Like, what?
In basketball, you dunk on somebody's head. I need you to help them up. Make sure the ball doesn't go too far. Hand it to the ref and go back and play defense.
terrible.
How dare you show emotion?
And when did we get so soft like that too? When did this change? And the baseball one, that's a great example because that's the one that makes me the most angry.
It's so annoying.
Is baseball, you have this generational gap of everyone that watched baseball when Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds were hitting home runs. There's a 22 year gap in between, and you've lost that entire generation.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get it back? Oh, I don't know. Maybe a guy hits a 500-foot home run, throws his bat in the air, flicks off the pitcher, and then runs around the bases.
Give it to
That's fun.
me. Give it to me.
That's fun.
Yes.
That's what people want to see.
I need the camera on the pitcher as soon as the pitch gets hit and he knows it's going out, him just dropping his head, looking at the batter, he gets flipped off, and then he starts muttering words of hatred towards him. I need
And
that.
that's fun.
And then
That's what baseball should be.
Yeah. And none of the retaliation crap. None of the he hit a home run off of you. Throw the fastball at his head.
Yeah.
Take
How about
him
don't give
out.
up a home run?
Take him out. His teammate who did absolutely nothing to you, I need you to hit him in the ribs with a 105-mile-an-hour fastball, break
Right.
his ribs and possibly puncture his lung and sit him out for the rest of
It's
the
like,
season.
for what?
Because that guy showed you up.
Yeah. How about don't throw a pitch that hits a
Yeah,
home
don't
run?
throw a meatball.
I just don't. Baseball's the one that gets me the most mad. And then last night was just absolutely awful. Are you kidding me? You're at home. You've got your home crowd. You're on a little bit of a run. Hype up the crowd. That's
Get
fun.
excited.
That's fun.
That's college
It's
basketball.
Exactly. It's college basketball.
The crowd is
We're
a
about
part
to
of it.
enter the month of March. Get people going.
This is
March. And we're telling coaches now you can't hype up your crowd.
Whoa,
You're done.
whoa! You want to get
You're
the crowd
ejected.
into it?
Are you kidding
Chill.
me? Are you kidding me?
You're
What
20.
are-
You're
what are
20.
we-
You're number 21. Gonna upset a higher ranked team. Oh, relax there,
Terrible.
Chief. What are you
It's
doing?
terrible.
What are you
Awful.
doing? When we come back, I'm gonna send a wellness check to Nick. Maybe we give him a call. We'll see exactly how he's doing and how much money he's lost. Right here on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Today on Hey Culligan, unnecessary contaminants. Here's the referee.
Hey Culligan, that's a flag on my water for flagrant foul taste.
Ooh, that's a tough one, ref, but the solution is a Culligan Smart RO drinking water system that reduces up to 58 contaminants, making your water safer and delicious.
Yeah, I guess I missed that call.
And with the Culligan Connect app, you always know when your filters need changing.
The water's up and it's good.
Good call, ref, and we're already on the way.
Try a Culligan water softener for just $9.95 per month. Go to CulliganLincoln.com.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your KFXL Fox Nebraska weather. Another cold one expected for Wednesday with a high of 15, along with a mix of sun and clouds. A 40% chance for snow comes in Wednesday night with a low right around 1 below. Snow becomes likely on Thursday with a high right around 14, along with mostly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Regina Bird for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And things have obviously been pretty challenging lately with new vehicles, with all the microchip and supply chain issues, but things continue to loosen up as Koppel gets more and more new vehicles in each and every week. We've had many customers also custom order their vehicles. So if you don't see what you want in our current inventory, we can put an order in to get exactly what you want. So go online, reserve your new vehicle at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Back to the happy hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the happy hour. I am Rico. We are going to have Nicholas call us here in a bit. Nathan, why are you over there? Nathan, get back over here. I'm just going to bring him over. Just get over here. As soon as he calls. Look, I'm just going to bring him over. You don't have to answer it. Hello. Welcome to the happy hour, caller. Can I get your name? Oh, is he not going to answer me? This is awkward.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Who is this?
This is Nick.
Oh my goodness, Nicholas, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
It's going fantastic, man. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel good. I feel much better than I did yesterday at work. So I feel much better today. It's been a good day. I'm just left the DMV, so I had to get my tag. And,
wait, what?
We're just hanging now.
That's how you're using
just
your
left
day
the
off.
DMV? What?
Yeah, I had to go to the DMV because I needed my tags for my car.
What?
Nick.
You might as well be working.
You're supposed to be at the casino.
I got back from the casino late morning, and then I went to Big Red Keno for lunch, and I won $48 at Keno.
Oh, nice. Okay, now how much of that did you have to get back from your casino experience? How much did you lose?
No, okay. So actually, fun fact: I walked away with $15 extra. I was plus 15 when I walked out of the casino. Wow. And it was my buddy was like plus 280 as well. And it was, I mean, like I had like 5 buddies that came with me, and we all just kind of hung out all night long at Ameristar and Harrah's and all that, and we all finished plus on the night. So it was a good evening for the boys.
What was your highest point of the night, though? I mean, you walk away with 15. What was the?
Yeah, so I sat down at a blackjack table, and it was, I'm trying to think. Probably around 1:30 in the morning, and I hit the I believe it's like the Trilux, where your 2 cards on blackjack, and then the face-up card with the dealer, you like try to play. It's kind of like a poker hand.
Yeah.
And if it works, like you get paid out. Well, I didn't know what it was, but I was like, you know what, why not? So I put it on there. I ended up making like a 3 of a kind with the dealer. And so the payout was like 10-1. So that was on a hand. I think that one hand made me like $250. So at one point I think I was up like 300, and then I walked out, plus 15. So.
That's the way to do it, though.
It happened. It happened so quick. It happened so quick.
That's how they get you, man. That's how they get you.
It was in the blink of an eye.
What were you sipping on while you were gambling?
Coors Light. And that was pretty much it. So surprisingly, they did not do a very good job of keeping drinks stocked up. So I was pretty sober all night. It was
you gotta get some better friends.
Monday night into Tuesday was worse than Tuesday into Wednesday.
Dang. Yeah, you gotta have your friends. You
gotta get some better friends. You take any shots? What kind of shots?
We all 6 of us were at the blackjack table. We were all sitting there. We all had a spot.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah,
so
but
it was just us 6, and so nobody wanted to get up because everybody was on fire. We were all hot.
Yeah, but Nick, it's your 21st. Like somebody has to,
you shouldn't remember your last hand of blackjack.
For the betterment of yourself, one of your friends had to fall on the sword and keep you supplied with drinks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they all did that on the previous evening, and I will say, like, we went out to dinner with my family and a couple other friends that did not come to the casino and stuff, and we all had drinks and everything and all that. But last night it was really, really enjoyable. I just hung out, and I was sitting in the middle of the casino with a couple $100 in chips in front of me. So,
did you watch the Northwestern Nebraska game?
Dude, we were watching it at dinner. Yeah, I was surprised that the score was as narrow of a margin as it was. I'm sure you guys have talked about this. I'm gonna be honest, I have not been listening, but it is what it is. Did we expect them to win?
No.
Okay. I mean, has Nate changed his stance on the future of Fred?
I was gonna say the game was so bad that Nate may have changed his stance.
might have. I'm leaning towards neutral now. I'm leaning towards neutral. I haven't fully committed one way or the other now.
Holy smokes, man! This is a big day for you, Nate.
I know it was bad. Let's just say it was bad. We'll leave it at that.
Did you put any sports?
It's hard to get over that 18 mil.
Did you put any sports bets down? Sports bets? Did you put any sports bets down, Nick?
No, because we didn't get to the casino till like 9:15, 9:30 at night, and I was like, by that time there was only hockey going on, and like I enjoy watching hockey, but it's not like we were going to sit down and watch hockey. So
You should have got those.
We just started making the rounds.
You should have got those future bets in, man.
I did look at Nebraska football to win the national championship, and they were plus 15,000, I believe. I thought about it, but I knew better than that. So I did go over to the little kiosk though and see. I was going to see. I wanted to put a future bet on C.J. Stroud to win the Heisman, but I did not do that either.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have been listening to the Happy Hour. We'll get into the water cooler talk next.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down.